Welcome to Indigo Touch. Tamago Tokozani Lisedi. Today we are talking about dreams that indicate that a person may have a healing gift or a person is called to heal the nation. And we'll be talking about 5 dreams, which will be a mixture of dreams that indicate an ancestral calling, which we term as Idlozi, and dreams that indicate a universal spiritual calling, which I personally call Isithunywa. For me, Isithunywa is a spirit that has never had human experience. It is not a person who prayed, an ancestor who prayed in their lifetime. So just to put that out there, because I'll be mentioning Isithunywa just to avoid confusion. So please like the video, please subscribe if the information is of value. And yes, without further ado, let's start with number 1, dreaming of large bodies of water. So water, I've said this in a previous video about water. Water retains memory. Water is knowledge. Water is life. Water is power. Water is wisdom. So the same water that we see flowing in rivers and in the ocean has been here since the beginning of time. What happens is water goes through water cycle. The water evaporates, and then up there it condenses, it falls as precipitation, maybe rain or snow. So the water constantly returns, and the water that we see today has seen so many events, and as a result it has memory. There are people who are gifted to access that memory. They are able to see everything that has ever happened since the beginning of time. And so water is knowledge. Water indicates in knowledge that a person is gifted with extensive knowledge of something, whether a person is aware yet what knowledge that is or not. And another thing about water that is special is that water exists in 2 dimensions. It's in the physical dimension. We see it as the water element, but at the same time, the fact that water is able to retain memories, it's able to tell us stories about everything that has ever happened here, means there's something else about it. So water may just be water, but then when we need it for spiritual purposes, it is not just water. It is, I would say, an entity. I'm not sure if that would be a very fitting term, but anyway. So this is not a time when we should lay claim to a type of healing, because usually what people do, they will dream of a large river and then umdu wants to go to Asa. This is not a time to lay claim to a specific section of healing. Just because I dreamt of a large river, this is Sangoma, or I'm a prophet. We don't lay claim, but we let things unfold the way they should. So that is a dream of water, number 1. And then number 2, dreaming of animals, wild animals, just chilling with wild animals, chilling with lions and leopards. That just animals we would never ever even dream of interacting with in our waking life. So in African culture, we have what we call totems. We have clan names, right? So each clan name has its own totem. You will find Umtoga Dlamini, their totem is a leopard. You will find someone Wagwa Ngwenya, their totem is a crocodile, because Ngwenya is a crocodile. You will find someone from Kwamutaung, their totem is a lion. So those people may dream, if Udlamini dreams of a leopard, they were visited by their totem. And this is considered as great luck, because totems don't just visit anyone and everyone. They will visit a person who is entrusted with a healing gift, with the gifts of the family, maybe healing gift or anything. So yeah, dreaming of a totem. Sometimes we dream of animals that are not related to us at all. For example, dreaming of a tiger. We don't even have tigers in Africa. This is not their habitat. So once we start dreaming of Ezazinto, sometimes they indicate, the ranking, who our ancestors were, because when we start seeing tigers, chilling with tigers and other animals that we don't find in African habitats, then that is an indication about our ancestors traded with people from other countries. This usually ancestors that were highly ranking, kings and queens, because they were given gifts, they were given crystals, they were brought crystals, they were brought, tiger skins, and so on and so forth. So yes, those animals, and sometimes the animals that we see are an indication of where our ancestors work, because if mhlambi sees animals that reside in the mountain, it may mean that the ancestors love the mountain, they worked in the mountain, they used herbs from the mountain. If they see water animals, it may mean that their ancestors worked with water, and so on and so forth, all the habitats, the different habitats. So yes, that is dreaming of animals. And on the tip of animals, I decided to separate this, dreaming of birds. So the reason why I separated animals from birds, wild animals from birds, is because when it comes to birds, I would like to believe that this is a sign of isithunywa. I already explained what isithunywa means to me. So birds, when you look at them, they fly up there. Birds don't see the world the same way that we see it right here. Birds see the world from up there. They have a remote view of the world, and they can see everything that goes on from up there. They have a large range of a large viewing range, so they are able to observe. When one dreams of birds, it may mean that person has a gift of remote viewing. This person may have dreams where they just observe things from a high building or something. So that is a gift of remote viewing, seeing events happening in the world, just being an observer. So that is birds. And the reason why I'm linking birds to isithunywa and the animals to abaphansi, when you think of abaphansi in the physical, so abaphansi will work with herbs, izinto that we find in the physical. Birds, I associate them with the air, which is umoya, and that's what we call it. We call them icawe zomoya, is icawe that work with isithunywa. However, one may interpret isithunywa ke. So when one dreams of birds, that is an indication of isithunywa. I think in this case, it doesn't matter how a person chooses to define isithunywa. So yes, that is dreaming of birds. And also it is important to note about these dreams are not just one-sided. Sometimes dreaming of birds may mean something else completely different. It may, and then there's dreaming of yourself in crowds, just observing a crowd, maybe out in the public and there's just a crowd just observing, or in church observing a crowd of people or anything, dreaming of crowds. Why do I say this? The word crowd translates to izihlwele ngesiXhosa, izihlwele zabantu, crowds of people. The word isihlwele also means ancestors. So when one dreams of themselves in crowds, just observing a crowd, it means ukuba that person is the one chosen by the ancestors, by izihlwele, to carry on the work in the physical world. So yes, dreaming of crowds, dreaming of oneself in crowds, just observing. And then there's dreaming of healing people in hospital, or working as a nurse, working as a psychologist, and so on and so forth, those healing professions. Those people, doctors, nurses, psychologists, they also had a calling. There are people who just, ever since they were kids, they said, but I want to be a psychologist. It never changed. And then you get people like me who have changed their careers at least like 20 times. 1 minute I want to fly off to Mars, next I want to be a pilot, and then I want to be a princess, and then I want to be this and that and that. So there are people who have always known what they want to be since they were young. That is a calling. So when you dream of yourself doing a healing job, it means you are a healer. These doctors, you get these people who are just very good at their job. Those people had a calling, they answered their calling. That is isithunywa. I would say that is isithunywa. So dreaming of yourself working doing a healing job, that means you are called to be a healer. I still say then it's not the time to lay claim to a section of healing. This means I'm going to be a prophet, or I am going to be a sangoma. There are many ways of being a healer. There are psychologists, there are healers, they were called to be healers. There are nurses, they were called to be healers, and so on and so forth. So yes, that is it for today. That is all 5 of the dreams that we'll be discussing for now. And yes, please like the video, please share, please subscribe if you find that the content is of value. And yes, till next time,